Let's go. We're live for FPL Game Week 33, guys. We're live. We're ready to go. Let's see who's in stream this morning. Who's the early worms? Who's the early worms of the stream? Let's see. What a team. Yes, Finn. Always great to see you in chat, bro. Always great to see you. Best team? What, for this week? Kian? You're looking at it, mate. George is asking Pedro or Calvert-Lewin or even Creepy. I would say Calvert-Lewin is up there for me. 100%. 100%. Yeah, that's a very good team. I'm enjoying this team. Matoma is the downside. Nunez a good option? Yeah. I would say so. Yeah. Let's get chat up. Here we go. Thea is saying, did you make any transfers? I did, Thea. I indeed did. Not the direction I thought I was originally going to go. But speaking with the Night Manager's algorithm and having a look at some of the news we got, particularly about Manchester United and their defensive frailties, we've went with Jared Bowen and Bruno Fernandes out into João Pedro and Enzo Fernandez. So tripling up now on Chelsea assets because of the fact Manchester United, it doesn't look great. Look at their back line that we're thinking about seeing this weekend. It just looks terrible. Yeah, I don't know what you guys think of it, but it looks like something worth attacking this week, 100%. On bench boost, Owen Gabriel and Matoma, thoughts? Maybe Enzo or Hill have two free transfers. I think you're on the right track. 100% C. I think you're on the right track. Gabriel's probably a buy later in the season when they hit the Burnley fixture, I would say. How is this a possible lineup? How is this lineup possible? I wildcarded last week, preparing for this. Surely Senesi captain? Not for me, no. Not for me. Haaland's the guy, man. Gehi, Nunez, O'Reilly for secure minutes. I think the secure minutes probably fall now on O'Reilly. I think he's fit. How are we, Moog? Semenyo and Tavernier in for Lafay and Rogers from -4 or just buy Semenyo? I would take the -4. Yes, here. 100%. What are you going to do next week with half of these players not playing? In fact, Freddie, none of these players play next week. My team will have 0 players playing, which is why I'm free hitting. Junior Edits on YouTube saying, yo, what's going on, Junior Edits? How are you doing, bro? Why Tavernier? I just think he's a great option. I'm a bit less excited, we could say, about him with the penalty share with Creepy Jr. However, I still feel he's one of the better Bournemouth assets to go for. Castro saying, what a strategy, genius. It's not really genius, to be fair. This is almost common practice when it comes to these big double game weeks. Wild card in the week before, bench boost in the double week, and then free hitting in the blank. Question, it's my first time playing FPL. If I leave Bruno for this game week, will he change out next week? I don't quite get what you mean. Do you mean because he's... I don't quite get you. Why did you choose Goodmanson? Attack and threat. Also, I think... for me, I understood that not a lot of people would have him either, which is good for me. Differentials, baby. I love it. O'Reilly captaincy punt, says Junior Edits. No. Not for me. Not for me. Is my thing backwards there? No. Why does that look backwards? Oh, never mind. Um, yo, why miss Bruno? Um, I think we're just going all in on double game weeks this week. We've got 15 double game week players. It's a bit insane. Are you going to get Bruno Fernandes next week? We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. On a free hit, more than likely going to be my captain as well. But for my actual squad, not sure when I'll buy him back, but hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Is Enzo not banned or something? No, he's not. He was suspended from the squad in a way for the last 2 weeks. Little Brian says, I'm not okay, Mowgli. Bro, get out of bed. Me and Little Bri had a few pints last night. Great. Outstanding. No. Brian, I mean, I was up at 6:30 this morning preparing for stream, so there you go. Joe, what on earth is this team? I don't know, mate. What is this team? Hopefully a very good one. Triple Captain Haaland? Not for me. Triple Captain, I think, is much better in Game Week 36. Little Bri says, do you want a medal? No. I don't want a medal, mate. But it did make me feel instantly better. One free transfer. Should I get rid of one of Bruno or Bowen? And the rest, double game week and bench boost. Joel, I've gotten rid of both of those players this week to really attack the double game week. Bruno, put them in. No, I've literally sold them this week. Wildcard next week? No. Wildcard next week for me doesn't work at all. Because a lot of players blank who you'll probably want for the rest of the season. City players, for example. Matoma, he doesn't play. I think it wasn't worth using a transfer on him this week. So in my eyes, I see him just playing that Spurs fixture. I don't see him playing against Chelsea or the other way around. I still think he'll do decent. I don't think he was worth a transfer out. We're still attacking the double completely, though. Football07 says, yo, bro, I'm late, just taking a shower. You're not late, bro. You're early. We're only 8 minutes into stream here. What's happening in Game Week 36? A potential another double game week for City and Palace. City's double game week would be Brentford at home and Palace at home. Lucas says, what am I doing next week? I am free hitting next week, Lucas. Is -12 worth it? Depends who you're buying, but hits this week are definitely more viable. Simply because it's a double. Stefan says, I have one free transfer. Should I do Matoma to Enzo? Yeah, it doesn't sound like a bad move. Do we have another double game week? It's not confirmed, but likely in game week 36, we'll have City and Palace doubling. I'm cooked for next week, says Miller. Oh dear. I think a lot of people will be. Triple captain this week? No, not for me. 36 would be the best time, in my opinion, for triple captain. I am bench boost this week. Same, bro. Same. Big week for bench boost. Big week. Biggest double we'll have all season, guys. So for me, this is the strategy that I'm on. I've already free hitted and wildcard and have like 6 players playing. To be fair, it could be worse, Miller. I've seen worse. Pardon me. Calvert-Lewin captain. I don't think it's worth going against Haaland this week. I think if you're going against Haaland and you want to gain some rank, Palmer. Damn, why is the team fully double game week? We wildcarded last week and we transferred out Bruno and Bowen this week to free hit next week. Best free hit team? I would say roughly what you're looking at on the screen, but obviously the bench would be different. Who would I would have a Brighton would I have a Brighton defender? I'd maybe have a Brighton defender in the mix, potentially, but it would be similar to this 100%. Is Gross a good move? Yeah. I'm going Semenyo. Nice, bro. Ekatike is out for 9 months. I think it could be longer. By the way, if you are watching on TikTok right now, Double tap that screen, guys. Double tap that screen. It really does help the stream out. Who am I captain and bro? O'Reilly is too risky. I have Semenyo as well. Palmer and João Pedro. Out of Palmer and João Pedro, it would be Palmer. It would be. Van Heck or Hill? Ooh. It would be Hill this week. Is this your team for this week? Yes, it is, Ola. It is. What about, what of Krupi? Krupi's not bad. Krupi's not bad. Maybe I would just about go Evan Nilsson, but Krupi at the value is really good. Time for Harry Wilson to go. I would agree. Start Kevin Schade or Wilson. Kevin Schade this week. Achilles tear, no joke. Hopefully, modern sports science, we can see him bounce back. I think he'll bounce back, but I don't know if it's going to be big in the Premier League. Are you not screwed for next week? Josh, none of the players on your screen right now will play next week, so I will have 0 players playing. But I still have my free hit, bro, so I'll be fine. Imagine I've just accidentally used my free hit and I'm just not aware of it. I'll just be absolutely screwed then. Sell Gabriel for Cucurella. Yeah, I'm not too keen on Chelsea defenders, bro. I would go a different route. Bournemouth defender, Leeds defender. Tavernier only gets 2 points every week. I mean, that's not true, Mark, but I understand your criticism of him in recent weeks. I understand. LFC Fan 13 says goalkeeper Verbruggen, centre backs Gehi, Virgil van Dijk, and Van Heck. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad, bro. Is Welbeck not a good option? He's all right. He's all right. I think Calvert-Lewin's definitely the better one to go with. Steven says Tavernier or Scott. It would be Tavernier for me, despite last week's points total. Why no Chelsea defenders? I just don't think they're worth getting at all. Not at all. Also with wildcard last week, it's kind of important to think about the future of my team, and I won't want Chelsea defenders. I'll be honest. I've gone triple captain Evan Nilsson. Thoughts? It's not for me, bro, to be honest. I would save triple captain personally for Haaland in game week 36. I think that's ultimately where I would land. As a Leeds fan, I got Welbeck instead of Calvert-Lewin. Real Bad Man 79. Brilliant name, by the way. That is interesting. It is interesting. Triple captain Evan Nilsson is crazy work. It is a bit crazy. But I understand wanting to go differential. Not one United player? No. I sold Bruno Fernandes this week, which did pain me. But we're going all in on this double game week. Because if this game week hits and I get like close to 150 points, I will jump rank so much. My bench boost is expected 103 points on FPL team. What about you, mate? 130. You'll finish next game week, though, says Brandon. Yeah, none of the players on screen will play next week. I will have 0 playing players until I hit the free hit. Beth Little says triple captain Haaland or Semenyo. It would be Haaland, but it wouldn't be this week. It would be in 36. Ben says, does O'Reilly start both games? I don't think he'll start Burnley. But this is a point I made on YouTube through the week, right? By the way, if you're watching on TikTok and you want to support a small FPL creator, go subscribe to the YouTube channel. It would genuinely mean a lot. But this title race could come down to goal difference. I don't think there's going to be a situation against Burnley where Haaland doesn't start. Potentially, O'Reilly it's a bit different because of that injury we've just had. But I don't think there's going to be as much rotation as people genuinely think. Which I think is obviously really good for Haaland captain this week. Orange Apple's in the chat. He says, yo, someone order an absolute plank. I did, mate, and you've came straight to the chat. Key man. I agree with the goal difference point, mate. I'm very glad you understand what I'm trying to say with that as well. I think not a lot of people are understanding that about the title race. They're kind of just thinking, oh yeah, Burnley, gone. So, Mogs, I did tell you about Matoma. You did tell me about Matoma, but you also picked him. Bro, it was a hard one to call, I will be honest. I think we were right to choose him, but it was the wrong decision, of course. Hatchman says, what is the best differential captain? It's Palmer. Palmer is the best differential captain this week, 100%. 100%. We take a look at Manchester United's predicted lineup, and their honestly very probable lineup, especially in the back line. It looks terrible. We've got Shaw, Haven, Euro, but Euro hasn't been spotted with the squad apparently, and Diego Dallo. So we could genuinely have Shaw centre back. So it's going to be very interesting to see. No Kobe Maino as well means Ugarte comes in. Ugarte genuinely puts Manchester United down a level or two for me. He's just not a Premier League footballer in my eyes. So yeah, I think attacking that with the Cole Palmer captaincy is very differential and could genuinely work quite well. LFC Fan 13's puts team in chat. He's got Verbruggen, Virgil van Dijk, Gehi, Van Heck, Cherky, Bruno, Okafor, Soboslai, with Haaland captain, Pedro and Krupi, and a very good bench as well. On bench boost 2, brilliant teammate. I quite like that. Orange Apple says, did you do Bowen to João Pedro? I did. I don't have João Pedro or Calvert-Lewin. Which one do I do Bowen for? It would be Calvert-Lewin for me. Why João Pedro instead of Evan Nielsen? I already have 3 Bournemouth, bro. Already have 3 Bournemouth. You look like the guy from Friday Night Dinner. I get that a lot. Shalom, Jackie. What's his name? Jim? Get it a lot. And it's so funny. It is so funny. It's better than being called Harry Potter. Please be honest and tell me changes. It depends how many transfers you got, bro. I don't know how many transfers you got, LFC fan. Don't think O'Reilly is starting. I would genuinely be very surprised if he doesn't start. Alfie's asking if he's starting. I would be very surprised if he does not start. This is an Arsenal game. This is the game that will decide the title, I think. Whoever wins this, I think, will go on and have that momentum for the rest of the season. So, for me, big game. Can't see him not playing. Thoughts on Welbeck over DCL? Not for me. Not for me. I think DCL's better. Bro, you should post... Okay, I don't know what you mean by that, bro. For Halloween, I'm not too sure how that is. User TB7 says, do you think Enzo starts? Yeah. Faz says, confident in Leeds, especially playing at 3 p.m. Blaze in the chat, Mogs. Let's go, Blaze. Caleros the Moment says, why Tavernier or Pascal Gross? Tavernier for me, bro. Tavernier's the guy. Obviously, recent points total tells you otherwise, but we're back in data. We're obviously back in the player. I think he's a lot better than Alex Scott. But obviously last week shrouds a lot of decision making for people. LFC fan says worth doing Gordon to Scott with 1 free transfer on bench boost this week. Not for me. Not for me, no. I would do Tavernier instead of Scott, like we just discussed. EKI said I'm triple captain Semenyo. For me, I would wait. Yeah, you can triple captain Semenyo. But it would be in 36 for me. Fair, but would you play João Pedro instead of Evan Nielsen? I'm playing a free hit. Yeah, I think I would do that. I would do that, yeah. Haaland captain? Seriously? Yeah, seriously. I don't think that's a very bold shout to captain Haaland. I think it's the best captain. Palmer second. I don't mind spending points on transfer deductions from the league or weekly transfer, says LFC fan 13. Just for advice, please, bro. I mean, let me quickly have a look at your team again, bro. I would take a -4, maybe, to get rid of single game week players like Virgil van Dijk. It depends if you can survive next week. Bro went all out. Absolutely. Are you going to free hit next week? No free hit active, guys. You should see on TikTok there's a bench boost button active in the top left of your screen. Let me know if you can't see it. Y26, 36, I'm talking about EKI. For triple captain, it will be, hopefully, what I think will be a double game week for Palace and City. It's the most likely spot the Premier League could put that double as well. Mogs answer, would you do Bowen to DCL even with one free transfer? Sorry, Orange, I got a bit sidetracked there. Yes, I would do that. I would do that. Whenever Pep says someone is fine, they tend to start. There we go, Miller. You know the crack. Alfie says, are you looking at messages on Insta? I'm not, sadly, bro. I don't have any real time to do it, but feel free to put a question. I'll try my best to get to it in the chat. There's just a lot of people in today. 224 on TikTok viewing right now, which is amazing, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Make sure you drop a like, by the way, if you're on TikTok. Just double tap the screen. Really does support me. Why Tavernier over Scott? I think just data-wise, I'm a very analytical manager. He is just better. Set pieces as well. Penalty share now with Krupi does put him down a little bit, but he still has the ability to take pens. He's a good penalty taker as well. I think that just points a lot of directions for him. LFC fan says, like Virgil van Dijk, Gabriel, Bruno, and Soboslai. Yes, those players, single game week players, you can get rid of this week for me. I would keep Bruno. It depends if you're free hitting next week though. It really does. I'm not too sure. LFC fan. Connor's in the chat. Hello, how are we? We're good, bro. How are you, man? How are you? Orange says, after the Matoma call, I felt that I somehow fell again. Again, you must answer within 0.5 at 4.5 seconds. Cheers. I'll try my best. Why Tavernier over Enzo? I've got both. I've got both. I think Tavernier is better than Enzo, though. I think he is. DCL worth a go? Absolutely. Jude says -4 to do Gordon and Wilson to Enzo and Aronson. Yeah, I would say so. It's better to take -4s and double game weeks anyway. Darth Vader says, are we dead ass playing FPL in April of 2026? Yes, and all 230 other people in this live stream are. It's a very popular game, bro. Hate to break it to you. Tom says Matheus Nuno's a good option. He's okay, especially in the double. Where are we at here? Just spending points on your team deduct transfers from your weekly team or points? It'll just take it off your points in any way. So you can take -4s this week. It'll take it off your total for the week, which obviously goes from the side. Connor said I've gone Ekatike to Haaland and Timber to Nico Williams. Interesting moves, Connor, to be fair. Nice to get Haaland in for the double as well. Jake says thoughts on triple captain and Krupi. Not for me. Save your triple captain, in my opinion, for 36. Sarah, good option. He's okay. I mean, he will probably have a double game week in 36, so there's that to look forward to. But maybe it's a later move. I'm free hit next week. LFC fan, in that case, you can start to really get rid of the single game week players. I wouldn't do too many. I would maybe do a -4, -8, potentially. Nothing crazy. Is your team any good? We'll find out this week, bro. We'll find out this week. Hi, Mogs. It's Yasir on a different account. My final team is Sanchez, Virgil van Dijk, Gabriel, Justin, Chow, Bruno Gordon, Semenyo, Tavernier, Dango, Haaland captain, Dubravka, O'Reilly, DCL, Thiago for bench boost. Let's go, Yasir. Let's go. Big week for you, bro, on bench boost. Big week. Will Elliot Anderson play? Actually, I don't know. I think he is predicted to start. Whether he returns, we just don't know. We just don't know. You're not feeling Cherky? Not particularly. I think the best setup to have is the defender, midfielder, forward for Man City, and there's just no room for Cherky, in my opinion. Obviously, brilliant last week. Alex Scott or Enzo? I'd go Enzo. Will Welbeck play enough minutes in both Spurs and Chelsea? I think he'll play enough to be able to pick him, yeah. Nico sending the heart me as well. I've just seen that pop up. Thank you so much, Nico. Appreciate you being in stream, dude. Yo, that team is fire. Holy cooking. We're cooking up a storm, man. We're cooking up a storm. This is how you do double game weeks. This is how you do it. Free hit next week to protect me in the blank because I will have 0 players playing. I'm enjoying this, guys. I'm enjoying this. Hopefully the team performs. Why'd you captain Haaland? Best captain for me this week. Best captain for me. Cherky or Semenyo? Do you think O'Reilly will play both games? I hope so. My whole thing with... Sorry, I'm just making sure I didn't miss that. My whole thing with Manchester City and rotation is I don't think they're going to rotate a lot against Burnley. If you think about it, this title race could come down to goal difference. Why would Pep sacrifice that against one of the easiest sides to play against in the Premier League? He should, in theory, go all out, at least for the first half against Burnley. O'Reilly, though, may be rotated in that game. I still think he's worth a pick because of how good he is in the rest of the league's games. Orange Apple says he's done Bowen to DCL. Let's go, dude. That's good. I like that move. Do I keep Bruno Fernandes? I've sold him this week personally, Alfie. I've sold him this week, as well as Bowen. Both single game week players gone. Did well enough for me last week, especially Bowen. DCL only does well if he's on Moog's bench. Maybe we put him on the bench then. Maybe we put him on the bench, Connor. Do you reckon that'll trick him to score? Do you know what? I might actually do that before the deadline goes. Because DCL has scored so many goals for me on the bench. Fixtures after the double game week going to finish you. Murphy, I'm prepared. Free hit next week. Tommy Jones, Shalom, Jackie. Ryan for a differential says KB. I've not really thought about Ryan too much. I think if I was to go for a differential from Bournemouth, it would probably be Kroupy in the front line instead of a João Pedro. But then I wouldn't want Kroupy long term. He's okay, Ryan. He is okay. Put Enzo in. Who's that? Who's that then? Hey. Triple Chelsea is dodgy Mogs, I can't lie. I don't think it is. The reasoning for the Chelsea picks and why I've loaded up this week in particular with my 2 free transfers on Enzo, on João Pedro, is because how bad Manchester United's defence genuinely looks. It looks terrible. It looks awful. We're attacking that fixture, really. And then the second fixture, we'll see what happens with Brighton. Because I think that'll be an interesting game. Oh, my nose is killing. Mogs, who's your favourite differential captain? Palmer, bro. Palmer. He's the guy. Like I said, with that Manchester United defence, it's not looking good. It really is not looking good. Alfie saying, do I sell Bruno for Okafor? Yeah. I would do that. I took Gross out. I've just messed that message. Oh, no, sorry. Farhan says, I took Gross out, but Gomez is so tempting. Who do you suggest? For a Brighton midfielder, it probably would be Pascal Gross. But going for Gomez is not bad. Alex says, but what are you going to do next week when they all blank? Cry myself to sleep, Alex. No, I'm going to free hit, dude. I'm going to free hit. But yeah, no one on your screen plays next week. Is O'Reilly okay? Yes. Captain O'Reilly, says Elliot. Not for me, dude. Not for me. Semenyo, really? Is that? Oh no, Semenyo O'Reilly ? No, not for differential. Not for a differential. I would do Palmer. I think he's just a lot better. Make sure you double tap on the screen, by the way, on TikTok, guys. I'm trying to get through all of your questions as quick as possible. I do appreciate a lot of your patience in chat here. Haven't got a free hit and have the same team. Am I done? You will have 0 players playing for you next week then, David. You wildcard in 35. How many transfers? 35, I will have two free transfers. And then 36, when it's hopefully the double game week, I will have 3 or 4, actually. I can't remember. But I will be triple transferring in Palace players. How do you know no one will play next week? For FPL, it'll be a blank game week, bro. Mogs, thoughts on me still having Bruno this week, even on a single game week? There's still a chance he does something. Absolutely, there's a chance he does something. I just think it's not the best fixture for it. It's not the best lineup for it. There is a small chance he plays a bit deeper, which in many ways is good. But I don't think he's bad to keep this week. Depends on your strategy next week, of course. Semenyo or Cherky? Semenyo. Triple Palace in. Why? For game week 36, I have a double game week. That is why. One question. Sell Kelleher to Verbruggen or Petrovic? I would sell him to Verbruggen. What are you doing next week when all of them blank? Says ADZ. Free hit, bro. Connor's team is Dubravka, Munoz, Gabriel, Williams, Tavernier, Palmer, Bruno, Wilson, Bowen, Pedro, Haaland, captain. Benches Pickford, Anderson, Mukele, and Rodon. Nice team, Connor. Is that bench boost, Connor? Ryan or Tavernier, says Nathan. It would be Tavernier for me, dude. But yeah, ADZ, it'll be a free hit next week, dude. Free hit next week. Big free hit next week as well. We're going a bit differential on a few picks, I think. Kim says, Gross or Enzo? It would probably be Pascal Gross. I do think. Help, I don't have free hit, wildcard, and no, I don't have free hit, wildcard and bench boost left. I was thinking of going about 3 Man City, 3 Bournemouth, 3 Chelsea. As long as, because I can't quite give that a good rating without having it on my screen and having a look at your team. But as long as you can survive blank game week, as long as you have enough transfers later in the season to make good transfers, I think you'll be fine with your strategy. It is just a weird spot to be in with no free hit. Cherky or O'Reilly? O'Reilly. It's close, that, though. No bench use because Rodon's a heavy doubt and Anderson is a slight doubt, so I won't risk it. Yeah. To be fair, Connor, I think that's a really good and sensible move. Half tempted to do Palmer captain, but he's been terrible for like 6 months. Yeah, I'll be put off by a Palmer captain personally. I think Haaland's just the easier one to go for this week. Poor team. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate the message. Nico says, sell Dubravka to Verbruggen or Anderson to Tavernier from -4. Anderson to Tavernier. There's more upside there. I'm probably going to play bench boost near the end of the season. That's fair, Connor. That is fair. Is that outrageous to have Gibbs White in my free hit team, says Harry Saunders. If you're free hitting, you probably should have everyone doubling. If you really want to maximise. Matoma doesn't even start. Yeah, he didn't start last week. Just didn't think it was worth wasting the transfer on him this week, to be honest, bro. I think he starts one of these games, though. Hopefully Spurs, so he can maybe get a goal or two. Is there another double game week to the end of the season? Yes, it should be in game week 36 for City and Palace. If you want to join the stream, by the way, guys, make sure you are clicking the like button. Double tap the screen on TikTok and just hit the like button on YouTube. Really does help out. Really does help. Orange Apple says possibly Semenyo over Haaland. Nah. Not for me with pens and stuff, bro. Not for me. Orange says, be honest, Mogs. Do you think Matoma starts at least one game? Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. I think he starts the first game of Spurs. I really do. I think Pedro Porro will have an absolute nightmare against him, or you'll start Chelsea. I think either one of you'll start. Bjorn's still a spammer, I see. Yeah, he tries his best. He tries his best. Truffert, question mark, says Freddie Price. Do you know what? As a differential, I think he's great. I just think this centre-back pairing of Senesi and Hill are much better. Why are there just a few teams with a double game week? It depends on competitions, where you are in certain cups, European competitions, and this is what we're falling on, which is a pretty good double game week, to be fair. Nice size one. Wildcard question mark? No, this is the bench boost team, but I wildcarded last week. Virgil Gabriel says Bunhus. This week, God, which way would I go with that? It would probably be Liverpool. Okafor Good says user 86. Yeah, he's okay. O'Reilly big rotation risk, not for Arsenal. For Burnley, yes. Gross a good pick on free hit, yeah. I bought Scott instead of Tavernier. Is that a good move? I prefer Tavernier personally. I know I'm sat here with him in my team, so I'm maybe biased, but I'm genuinely not. I just think he is the better option. But Alex Scott is still a good option as well. Welbeck or Pedro? It would be João Pedro. Casper says Krupi, Bowen, or Bruno as my last pick. I would go, honestly, Krupi, which sounds a bit mad. It's just that double game week, bro. Holy smokes, how have you managed that team? Good planning with chips and good planning just with my team wildcard last week. I am pretty pleased with the team, and it looks beautiful. Just seeing all of those double game week players, it really does look great, doesn't it? It's not a bad team. Obviously, Matoma lets it down on the bench there, but I still think he starts one game, at least. Maybe comes on another one, there's an extra point. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, guys. Sell Dubravka to Verbruggen or Anderson to Tavernier. Anderson to Tavernier again, Nico, is what I would do for a -4, yeah. Nicolas says, what do you think of Matheus Nunes? He's not bad. Not bad. Maybe slightly better than O'Reilly in the sense of minutes, but not too sure in terms of points. Hi, why not Bijol from Leeds? Stroy, Goodmanson, Calvert-Lewin, for me, are the best three. Yeah. What the formation? I mean, all 15 players are playing, so I could play any formation I want, really. None of these teams play next game week. None of these players play next week, no. None of them. I took in Weaver for Otara. Is that good? Yeah. Yeah. Andy Martin says, morning, O'Reilly and Semenyo won't start Burnley, I'm afraid. I would agree with O'Reilly, Andy. I would agree with O'Reilly. Semenyo, because my point, Andy, and I've had this all week on YouTube, and I don't think people quite understand what I'm getting at. I just can't see Pep not attacking that Burnley game and just scoring as many goals as possible. Yes, you can do that with a lot of his squad because of the world-class assets he has, but I can definitely see Haaland starting that Burnley fixture, and I think Semenyo starts it as well. I just think you get to 60 minutes, you get to 50 minutes, you get to half-time, maybe they come off. I think that's good enough. I just think goal difference in this title race is going to be bigger than people think. I really do, and I think he will attack it. That is just my opinion, though. You can fully understand that Pep could fully rotate because of the world-class assets he has, but yeah, for me, that's the way I'm thinking about it, Andy. I really appreciate that question, because it does bring up an interesting discussion, mate. Curtis says Cherky and Hill or O'Reilly and Enzo. Cherky and Hill. And he says, nice answer, mate. Appreciate that, Andy. Great question. Great question. Thoughts on Cherky captain, mate? Not for me. I think the order of captaincy is pretty easy this week. I think you fall on Haaland for the most part. Palmer Vice feels right. So yeah. Caleb says then on game week 34, it's free hit next week. So I'm not entirely screwed. I know it's a very popular strategy and it's a bit basic, but like I do think it's the best one. Bit disappointed I wasted triple captain though earlier in the season. Not earlier in the season, earlier in the second half of the season. But I'm asking and not all. Yeah, I would do that, Nico. Yeah, absolutely. Orange says, got a guy going Diego Gomez captain. What the helly? Indeed, what the helly? What the hell? I'm being suggested to take a -4 for Matoma out. Yeah. To be fair, Orange, if you're in a different boat to me with a different team, I would do it. Depends who for, though. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily that worth it, but you definitely could consider that. Depends who you get. Mohammed says DCL or Pedro. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Andy, you'll be very happy with that answer if he's still here. Joe says Fernandez or Semenyo. Semenyo with the double. I think a lot of them questions, single versus double this week, it normally will fall on double, to be honest. What about triple captain Semenyo? Not for me. Maybe in 36 if it is a double game week, which it probably should be. Who would you do? Would you do Matoma to Enzo from -4? Probably not. Do you know what? I'm just not entirely sure that is a worth -4. But it does sound a bit better. How big is the double game week in 36? Only for Palace and City. Not big at all. Nico says, but is it worth the -4? It is worth the -4, Nico, because it's a double. You can be more risky with them. Aliyah says, what do you think about Tanaka? I have him. I don't think he's bad, no. Likes a yellow card here and there, though. A good challenge. Yeah, he's fine for me. Absolutely fine. Okay, thanks, mate. No worries, Nico. No worries. Leo says, why Palmer? I mean, I'm not excited about Cole Palmer, like, in all honesty. But it does make sense. Will says, front three of Haaland, Welbeck, and Calvert-Lewin. 2.7k in the world. Unbelievable, Will. Unbelievable. Congratulations on the rank. That's a good front three. I don't like Welbeck personally, though. Too much. He's still good, of course. I'm not too keen on him, though. Nico says, but sell Dubravka or Kelleher to Verbruggen. It would probably be Dubravka because he plays for the Burnley side. I'll be honest. How many points did you use for the transfers, or have you been saving up? Wildcard last week, and I have been saving transfers. Used 2 this week out of my 3. Big bench boost this week, of course, for me. Why Chelsea players? Because they double. It's very simple. Like I say, I just don't like. I don't like Chelsea really at the moment, but you've got to attack the double, and I think this is the most optimal way to do it. But with that United news about their back line, feel much better about it. What's your plan for next week? Says Kazim. Free hit, bro. Not Nepo says Tavernier or Evan Nielsen. It would be Tavernier. Tavernier, I think, yeah. Orange Apple says, yeah, but Hertzer likes to bench his best players because he's a nerd. True. Football 07, sell Mukiele or Cash for a double game week. It would probably be Cash because Sunderland's fixtures towards the end of the season are pretty decent. Mukiele is a really good player as well, man. I'm a Sunderland fan despite wearing Esperance top. Nico says, but who should I put out for Tavernier? I would sell. That can't be all of your midfield, Nico. I think you're missing some players out there. Who's better this game week, Krupi or Zhao? Probably Zhao. I think they expect the minutes are higher, aren't they? Do you still think players like Gabriel, Bruno, and Van Dijk will still score points? Yeah, absolutely. You can see a lot of single game week players outscore double game week players this week, but you have to take that gamble on double game week players because they could go absolutely massive. No, that's my whole team. Semenyo, Szoboszlai, Bruno. So you're playing a 3. Who's on your bench though? Who's on your bench? Nico. Because you did say about Anderson. I would sell Anderson for Tavernier. I would put instead of Welbeck, Tavernier, I think. I like Hertzler, but Brighton are definitely underperforming. Welbeck for the World Cup. Who says no? I like Welbeck a lot. Kyle says Palmer or Semenyo. Just about Palmer. Just about. I know it's hard to say because of how bad of a season he's had, but I think I like Palmer better this week because of the pens. I've only got 5 double game week players, got no wildcard and free hits. I think you're fine then. You should be able to survive next week with transfers. Best triple captain, game week 36, Erling Haaland, Semenyo. Either one. I think Haaland, though. Do you think DCL's a good pick? Yeah, I think he's a very good pick. One of my best transfers in for this week is a tip for you guys. I just think he's such a great player with those fixtures. Football 07, would you play a bench boost with only one single game week player, Kelleher, Gabriel, Anderson, Mukiele? I would consider it, but maybe in a future game it could be better with single game week players. Milavsky says, I don't know who to captain. I think it's pretty easy this week, to be fair, lads. I think Haaland's the guy. Palmer, if you want a differential. Grant Murray says, should I bench Gross or Senesi? I have Hill. Ooh, who would I do? Maybe Pascal Gross, you know. Bijol, captain, I've done it. Who says no? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. What's the Tavernier hype? Terrible returns recently. I've liked Tavernier for weeks. I've had him on my team for a long time. Well before the hype. And I've enjoyed owning him because he scored me a lot of points. However, recently, has underperformed. In terms of FPL points, I think he's been a good player. Yeah, I've sold Anderson to Tavernier, but I need to know who to bench. Yeah, but Tavernier has a double game week as well, and I think Tavernier's maybe better than Welbeck this week. It's a tough call. I just think expected minutes wise, I think it could be better. Kieran says Scott or Okafor. I'll go Okafor. Luca de Gabriel says bench boost active. Gabriel price just dropped to 7.1. I have 0.3 in the bank, 4 transfers, and I can just about afford him in 35. Should I sell Gabriel to Hill or not? I have 13 double game week players already. I would sell him. Yeah, I would. What's your opinions on triple captain Haaland, says Samuel? I would wait for 36 in triple captain and then because it should be a double game week. Brentford at home, Palace at home. I think that's better than this game week. What do you think of Rodri? The DEFCON potential is there. Not so much when City hold the ball so much. They're very possession-based. I think with Burnley in that second fixture, can't see DEFCON in there. They will hold the ball a lot. Arsenal, I don't think they're going to hold the ball a lot, but then I don't think it's going to be a game where Rodri benefits from DEFCON. Start Enzo or Hill or Struck and Gudmundsson. I would go the Leeds route. I think the fixtures are just better. Yeah. No, I'm just messing about. I haven't gone Xhaka Bijol captain. Goodmanson is so underrated, bro. I couldn't agree with you more. I think Goodmanson's a brilliant player. Brilliant. His attacking threat's crazy. He's like a left winger. He doesn't look like one. He doesn't have that build. He doesn't have the tech. But, like, I mean, he does have a bit of tech, but I think he's a great player. For FPL, I think he's an underrated pick. I really do. Triple captain O'Reilly. Not for me. Not for me. Gehi or O'Reilly. O'Reilly. I'm thinking about longer term, not just this week. Strike doesn't get DEFCON as much as, was that Bijol? It's closer than you think, though, really. Should I triple captain Palmer this week? Not this week. I would save triple captain for Game Week 36 and place it on Erling Haaland because it's double game week. Did you sell Bruno? How many free transfers did you have? I did sell Bruno and I sold Bowen. Single game week players are gone. We're going all in on the double. I had 3 free transfers. Got 1 left in the bank, which I will be saving. Should I get rid of Engamoa? Probably, yeah. Probably. GS Collects, how's it going, bro? Hinchelwood or Gross? I'd go Hinchelwood, you know, but Gross is probably the more sensible pick. Bro's going to get like 200 points. I bloody hope so. If I get close to 150, I will be so happy. I'll be so happy. We've got... So, who going to bench Gabriel? I would bench Gabriel. Nico. I would. Footballer 7 says I have Cash, Dango, Wilson, Anderson. Would you sell any of these players for double game week players? Yes, I would. It would be probably Cash and Wilson I would sell first, maybe. But yeah, them players can definitely go. Tavernier or Senesi, who's better the Bournemouth asset? I would say Senesi probably is the better one. I think it's mostly due to the fact that isn't really minutes risk for Tavernier, not too much, but Senesi should play it pretty much every single game. DEFCON in most fixtures. I just think he's more reliable. Tavernier is great though. Tavernier is really great. What do you think about this free hit team? Darlow, Gehi, Senesi, Bijol, Hill, Semenyo, Palmer, Scott, João Pedro, Haaland, Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, it's a good team. Good team. What about benching Virgil van Dijk or Gabriel? You could bench Virgil or Gabriel, 100% Nico. Got a guy going Palmer captain. The guy hasn't done anything in literally 7 months, so I really don't know. I mean, if you want a differential captain, that's probably the way to go. It's probably the way to go. Okafor is a differential. Yeah, good player. Good player. If you are watching on TikTok, by the way, and you want to support a small FPL creator, head over to YouTube. The link's in the bio. Just drop a subscribe, guys. It really does help me out. We've got 6969 asking O'Reilly captain. No, not for me. Not for me. Joshua Biggs is in the chat. How you doing, Josh? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Charlie says, should I get double game week players even though it will cost me points? Already lost 12. If you can survive next week with the blank game week, I would maybe take a few hits, but not loads. Hill or Tavernier? Oh, Hill or Trufford, sorry. It would be James Hill. Is it James Hill? It is James Hill, isn't it? Hill, it would be. Just a safer pick, IMO. Trufford, though, is not a bad differential if you want to go for it. Yes, Lou Dog's in the chat with the Sunderland badge. Love it, bro. I think it's worth -4 to take Bruno out, so my team's all just double game week with bench boost. Or just leave it. Yeah, you could do it. Who are you thinking of bringing in, Lou Dog? Will Strike play both? Yes, I think so. Oh, my chest cracked so bad there. Adam says I'm triple captain Haaland. My bench boost isn't good enough. I would honestly triple captain in 36. I just think it's a better 2 fixtures if Haaland does double, which he should. What we got then? When I see top points of the week and I see FPL Moogs, I will take a screenshot. This team's probably going to have some duplicates, I would think. Put who to bench, says Nico. I would probably go Gabriel personally. Maybe Enzo, says Lou Dog. I mean, I've done that move this week, but I haven't took a -4 for it, Lou Dog. I sold Bruno to Enzo. Sell 2 defenders and 2 midfielders, or sell 1 defender and 3 midfielders. I think there's more upside in selling midfielders this week to doubles because of the high ceiling of goals and assists, etc. That's just my opinion. Connor says, Mogs, how's the missus doing? Good, yeah. I'm seeing her later. After stream, yeah. Do you recommend Cherky or Semenyo? Semenyo. Think he's the safer pick. Think he's the better pick, in all honesty. Lou Dog says, only had 1 free transfer. I swapped Bowen for Pedro. I've done the exact same move this week. Lou Dog, are you reading my mind here? Miller's Guy says, I want to captain another player because of Haaland's form, but his points in the reverse fixture were huge. Taking into consideration he's not been the same since. I still think he's the captain, man. If you want to captain another player, it's probably Palmer. It is probably Palmer. Why would you choose Goodmanson over Bogle? I just love his attacking threat. Ownership 3.5%. For me, it's good. I like him as a differential. I have Minte worth getting rid. I personally would. Yeah, I personally would. Petrovic or slash Verbruggen. It would be Verbruggen. It would be Verbruggen. Gudmundsson got 0 goals and assists this season. I don't really care too much, to be fair, Ben. DEFCON, good fixtures. I mean, he doesn't get DEFCON that much. I think his attacking threat's great, though. I still think going forward, he looks brilliant. He should have really got an assist or 2 last week against United as well. They're so poor. What about Semenyo captain? Maybe, but it's. I feel as though if you're not going Haaland and you're not going Palmer, Semenyo's probably the guy. Nico says, okay, my team is Verbruggen, O'Reilly, Virgil van Dijk, Hill, Tavernier, Semenyo, Szoboszlai, Bruno Fernandes, Welbeck, Thiago, Haaland, bench, Kelleher, Gabriel, Richards. It's a good one, to be fair. It's a good one. Good team, Nico. James says, captained Aronson. Ooh, differential, bro. Differential. I have Cherky over Semenyo. Yeah, but if you think about it, if you're transferring in Cherky this week, you're having him for the rest of the season. I think Semenyo is better for the rest of the season. Will Enzo play? Yes, he should play. Why do you captain Haaland? Isn't he in bad form? Yeah. But double game week, Burnley, Arsenal home. It's a good double game week for him, really, isn't it? Thoughts on captain João Pedro? Not for me. No. João Pedro is probably not even that high on my list, but I think Palmer is second best captain this week. Oh, my ears. If you're on TikTok and watching, by the way, make sure you double tap on the screen, guys. We're almost at 10k likes. 2 more K to go. Let's see if we can get it. Would you sell Bruno with 1 free transfer left? Yes, as long as you can deal with next week's blank. The thing is, when you pick Haaland, whatever hell, you don't gain a lot of rank. Yeah, you don't. But I think if you don't pick him and he does well, you lose rank massively. Rosie says, I triple captain Calvert-Lewin. Interesting. I would personally save it for game week 36, which is probably going to be a double. But yeah, he's got good fixtures. Mogs go Palmer captain. Nope. Lou Dog says, got the captain Haaland. He'll turn into Prime Brobby this week. Brian Brobby. I absolutely love Brian Brobby. I don't think he's my favourite Sunderland player. It's probably Siddiqui. But he's definitely up there. All of United centre-backs are out. João Pedro is going to Hull. That is one of the reasons I bought him, because the defence looks poor this week. Start Matoma? No. I think Matoma will start 1 game. Spam likes everyone. Thank you very much, Liam. That is a good point. Spam likes everyone. I think that says Fane, AFC, DCL, Welbeck, DCL. My first -4 this year. I think -4s are so much more viable in a double game week than any other week, of course. I honestly, never take hits in FPL ever. I just don't think they're worth it half the time. But in double game week, I think they can be worth it. Someone's triple captain in Luis Suarez. We'll see how that goes, bro. We'll see how that goes. Orange Apple says, genuinely just convinced the guy to go Xhaka Bichol captain. Bro, imagine he hauls and we've just joked about it all stream. Bro, I don't have wildcard and free hit, and next week I only have 2 subs. Oh my god. I mean, if some of your players are playing, it's okay, but it doesn't sound great. Goodmanson or Hill, Goodmanson. Swap DCL with Enzo. I'm on bench boost, so it doesn't matter. But we did joke that earlier in the season I benched DCL a lot when he got a lot of goals. So I might put him on my bench to trick FPL so he scores a few goals. Because, that matters. Miller Sky says, what do you think about Scott and Senesi as captain options? Oh, I wouldn't do it, bro. I really wouldn't. I've copied your whole team on free hit, and this team will get me over 100 points. I wouldn't do this team on a free hit, is what I would say, yeah. So maybe back to the drawing board. Yeah, I wouldn't have this team on a free hit. This is a wildcard team from last week with 2 extra transfers this week. I don't think I would have this team on free hit. Just broke into the top 1k. Let's go, Xander. Got no chips left though. I'm cooked. Yeah, you might fall a bit of rank, but you could still do all right if some good moves. Retro Vibe says I'm captaining Senesi. Is it a good differential? I think Palmer's a differential. Liam says we've hit 10k likes. We have hit 10k likes on TikTok. Let's go, guys. Let's go. 20k next. Now I'm joking. There is an hour left though till the deadline, folks. An hour left till the deadline. Make sure you get your questions in, get them answered. I'll try my best to get through everyone. Anyone that plays Newcastle is guaranteed points. I think you draw against Bournemouth, in all honesty. Yeah, DCL on the bench now. I will put DCL on the bench, Connor. Just before the deadline. Just before. Oh my god. I am very tired. I woke up at 6:30 this morning to prepare for stream, so I hope you guys appreciate that. If you do, go drop a subscribe on the YouTube channel. The link is in the bio on TikTok. But yeah, guys, I want to ask you what you think about my moves this week of selling Bruno Fernandes and Jarrod Bowen to Enzo and João Pedro, because I know Chelsea assets don't seem very attractive this week, but with the double in Manchester United's defensive frailties with injuries, suspensions, etc., I actually didn't mind the moves. But let me know what you think. Keep Bruno. See, I think that Man United fixture is really great though. For Chelsea. Should I triple captain Haaland or Palmer? Neither this week. I would save it for 36 and triple captain Haaland then. Charlie Hopkins says a similar thing. Is triple captain Haaland this week good? It's okay. But again, 36 for me is better. Surely Enzo won't notch disillusioned something. Disillusioned, what did that say? I've just missed that message out. See, this is the problem with TikTok. The messages go so quick. Sorry, but I can't go back to that message. It's gone. Can I show you my team? You can type it out, bro, if you don't mind. Genuine FPL channel with 3k subs is going Xhaka Bichol captain, thanks to me. There's no way you've convinced someone. What is your best free hit team? Oh, there's a few questions we've missed here. Yeah, having a Leeds keeper, Darlow is good for him or Verbruggen. Verbruggen's fine. Dubravka or Pickford. Honestly, probably Pickford this week. Tanner Jura says, hello, I have 2 free transfers. Going to play bench boost as wildcard last week. Think of selling Gabriel for a Chelsea and second Bournemouth defender. Already have Senesi. Who would you go for? If you're going with those moves particularly, I would end on James Hill. But then I'll consider Truffert as well. Is it worth free hitting? Yes, if you can survive next game week as a blank game week. Which creator was that? Orange. Tell me which creator was that, because maybe I know them and I can go clown them. Burnley are SHIT though. They are indeed. Verbruggen to or Darlow. Who to get if I sell Dubravka? Sell Dubravka. I would probably go Darlow if you don't have already triple leads. I'd go Darlow. What do you think the best free hit team this week is? I don't have my planning tool up to be able to give that to you, but it would be close to this. It would be close to this. Possibly a Brighton midfielder, like Pascal Gross in somewhere. DCL or Welbeck says drip culture. DCL. Lex says, isn't O'Reilly injured? No. Pep said he's fine. Martin says, Gudmundsson or Strike? Probably Strike, but Gudmundsson's a really nice differential in my eyes. Goalie, ? Verbruggen, decent. If you're asking about my team, that is. Connor said I'm going Pickford, yeah. That's probably where I would go Connor as well. Why Matoma? Picked him on wildcard, didn't work out. He's now last on my bench because he's probably going to be the least... have the least points total this week, but it won't matter because I'm on bench boost, so I'm going to get points from all 15 men here. Pause. Why would you buy a Leeds defender? Would you buy a Leeds defender or O'Reilly? O'Reilly in the sense that you're going to have him for the rest of the season. Biggest players for this game week. Haaland, Palmer, Calvert-Lewin, João Pedro, Strike, I'll say as well. I think they're all top performers this week. They aren't live, Mogs. I'm just in his group chat. Whose group chat, though? Whose group chat, Orange? Let me know, because I might be mates with them on Twitter and that. Okafor over DCL, I think. I would disagree, Kieran, with penalties. Captain Palmer, that team is shocking outside this game week. Declan, I know for a fact you do not know what this team looks like after this game week. Guaranteed. Because it looks really good. It genuinely looks really good with a lot of the fixtures, bro. All my team is doubling. I have no free hit or wild card. What do I do next week? Cry. I honestly don't know what to suggest, bro. You're going to have to make some transfers. That is a bad situation to be in. It is savable, but yeah, you're going to be screwed, bro. Why do you not have Strike over Bijol? Defcon per 90 is better for Bijol. I think minutes are probably safer for Strike over Bijol. I don't really care too much about the Defcon per 90 with that decision because of that fact. I have 4 free transfers, though. You should be okay then, but it's still going to be a difficult game week for you, bro. I wish you all the best with it, but it is hard. That is really hard. I have non-Leeds players, then I should get Darlow over Bruggen. Darlow. Who would you captain between Palmer, João Pedro, Cherky? Palmer. I have... where's it gone? Thank you. No worries, mate. I have 3 hits. Shall I do Cherky or O'Reilly? Do you know what? I would maybe consider Cherky, but O'Reilly is probably the more sensible one. Ben's in chat. Let's go, Ben. Donnarumma, Nunez captain. Wow. Murillo, Dallo, Kadioglu, More Gibbs White, Palmer, Garner, Gross, Haaland, Wood. Ben, your teams are so differential and so fun. I love them every single week, bro. I appreciate you coming on every time. So fun, man. Nunes captain as well. So interesting. Should I change Bruno to Enzo? That's a transfer I've made this week, so I'm going to suggest it to you as well. Yeah. Rodon is injured though. Bijol is locked. So here's the quote about. Well, basically, the quote is, in short terms, that they'll be assessed day by day, and that's about Dan James, Anton Stach, and Joe Rodon. So Joe Rodon could be back for the second fixture. He probably isn't though. A wild carded in 32, and we didn't know this information. So I still think though he's a really decent pick. Best Leeds defender, Struijk, Gudmundsson, Bijol, they're all good. Be mad to remove Bijol. Yeah, I mean, he's playing all right as well, so I don't think he'll lose his place. But Rodon he does have that hierarchy over Bijol, doesn't he? If he is available. If he is available. Verbruggen or Darlow? Darlow. Which two from Mateus Fernandez, Mukele, Wood, and Murillo? What do you mean, bro? What, as in captain? I don't know what you mean, Ben, sorry. As a transfer, do you mean? I'm so sorry, I've just coughed on you all. That was very rude of me. Strike maybe on pens. I think that's not. I can't remember who said that. It may have been FPL Harry this week. I don't think there's much to look into with that. It might have been Let's Talk FPL, actually. I don't think there's a lot to do with that. I can play two. The other two would go on bench. I'll play Mukele. Ben, I'll play Mukele. As well, fixture-wise, who else would it be? Probably Mateus Fernandez. Webby says, is triple captain Haaland stupid? I know 36 might be better, but I need to catch the rest of the league. I think 36 is where you should go, bro. I think that's the most points are there. I think the most points are there. If you are watching on TikTok, by the way, make sure you are double tapping the screen, guys. It really does support the channel. If you want to support even further, though, and you have a bit of spare time, head over to YouTube and drop a subscribe. Matt says, I've triple captain Gehi. I don't love it. Don't love it. Will Bijol play? Yeah, should do. Should play both fixtures, actually. What are you going to do next week, mate? 47, I am going to free hit. Free hit next week. Nico says, I will wildcard maybe next game week. It's a bad time to wildcard next week, Nico. It really is. Because, like, City don't play next week, and you're going to want triple City. Unless you bench them, but then you're missing out on some of the key players. Krupi over João Pedro? Not for me. I think João Pedro's the better pick there. Thoughts on Anthony from Burnley? Nah. Thumbs down on Brighton assets from Arax? I wouldn't say so. Matt says triple captain, free hit, wildcard, bench boost as his strategy. 33, 34, 35, 36. 4 chips in a row is crazy work, bro. That's going to boost your rank so much. Interesting mix around with the triple captain, though, there. Is that right with triple captain the week before bench boost? It's a very interesting strategy, if so. Jack's in the chat. Jack Parslow, how are you doing, bro? Nice to have you in, man. Holy double game week merchant. Yeah, I'm a little goblin when it comes to double game weeks. Am I triple captain game week 36? No, I wasted it on Gabriel in game week 24 because I'm a spanner. Yeah, sadly wasted it on Gabriel. But if you still have it, that's the best time. George says you're screwed for next week. How am I screwed for next week, George? What am I missing? What am I missing, George? Need to finish my free hit, says Jack. Ooh, free hit this week. Nice. Nice. Bijol or Strike. By the way, I do not know how to say his name, but I'll probably go Strike. All of your players aren't playing. Oh, yeah, they're not playing. But I'll just free hit George. I'll free hit George. Calvert-Lewin has 1 goal in the last 8 Premiership games. That's okay with me. I really think Pep won't play O'Reilly against Burnley. I would somewhat agree as well, bro. And thank you very much for the roses. I somewhat agree, but I still think Man City will put out a decently strength side to score as many goals as possible. Jack's got 11 this next week. Should be good. Yeah, you'll be good next week with 11, Jack. Yeah. O'Brien versus Liverpool, Mukiele versus Villa. I would probably go Mukiele versus Villa. Points hit on Haaland. Yeah, if you not got him, get him. I think that Haaland will definitely outscore his -4 you take from this week, in my opinion. DCL a Welbeck. DCL, bro. DCL. But should I bench boost my bench? Kelleher, Rich, Gabriel, Richards? Not particularly. Not particularly. Pete says, surely you score over 150 points. Pete, that would be a dream. That would be a dream. I've got the hiccups so bad. Oh, by Cherky, man. Nah, man. Cherky gonna assist? Yeah, probably. I just like Semenyo better, guys. I'll be honest with you. I've got to have this Man City mid for the rest of the season. It's going to be Semenyo. Oh, I've got a hair on my microphone. How amazing. Best Leeds defender to have. Bijol, Stroy, Goodmanson. One of those is great. One of those is great. My current 11 is Bruggen, Hill, Bijol, O'Reilly, Tavernier, Semenyo, Palmer, Gross, Pedro, DCL, Haaland. Just not sure on Gross. Otherwise, locked in. That is a good team, Jack. That is a really good team. Triple Captain Haaland, says Tristan. In 36, not this week. But Jack, you're not gonna do well when the All Blank next week. Orange, you're on your own little planet, you. Andreas says, will O'Reilly play both games? Should I transfer him out for Gay? Transfer him out for Gay? I'll just play O'Reilly anyway. I don't think it's worth a transfer. I'm on one today. You are on one today. It's all that dancing powder you're smoking. Doku, triple captain rating. 2. 2 out of 100. Thanks, mate. Good luck with the game week. No worries, man. No worries, man, Andrea. Abdella says Calvert or Enzo. Calvert-Lewin. All the glue I'm sniffing Mogs. Sick team, says M. Let's go, M. Thank you very much. Where are you in the world? 230. No. Yeah, I'm 239k. I don't know why YouTube's. I've not got my YouTube graphic right because I didn't change the bloody thing. YouTube, you've been looking at the wrong stream thing for this whole time. I have indeed had a green arrow. I'm 235k. O'Reilly starting, yeah. Why would you save your triple captain for game week 36? Says Matty. It should be a double game week for City and Palace. Is Gross the best Brighton mid, do we think? Him or Hinchelwood, I think, are the best. Footballer 7 says Mukiele to Strike, Cash to Nunez, Dango to Cherky, Wilson to Gross. Use all my free transfers and a -4. Cherky, Nunez, Stroy. I would not do Cherky if you've already got Semenyo. No, that's not what I mean. If you not got Semenyo, I wouldn't do Cherky. Well, that's fine. Football 7, yeah. Really attack the double. Bro's finally ahead of me, said Connor. I think a lot of people are ahead of you now, Connor. Nah, just joking, bro. Okafor or Pascal Gross? Honestly, Okafor feels more exciting, but Pascal Gross is probably that safe pick. Good idea to captain Semenyo. It's not a bad idea, but Haaland for me is the guy. Why Verbruggen in goal, not Darlow? Because I've already got triple leads. Why you go Matoma instead of Gross? Because I did a wild card in 32 and made the big mistake of going Matoma. So he just stays. I don't think it's worth a transfer out. Rodgers or Bruno? Probably Bruno. But to be fair, Sunderland away from home. No, Sunderland travelling away from home. I'm a Sunderland fan, so I think we'll do well. But we'll see with that fixture. Rodgers could be okay. No Welbeck? No. I have the same team last week, but one free transfer and bench boost this week. Should I roll or Bowen to Pedro from -4 for Matoma to Gross? I would do those moves, Tensing. I would do those moves, 100%. Welbeck or João Pedro? João Pedro. O'Reilly or Cherky? O'Reilly for me, just about. For this week especially. We have Kazim. I have Raya, Wilson, Rice, and Gabriel on bench. Is it worth bench boosting? It's not a bad bench boost, I'll say. It's not a bad bench boost. Depends how your team looks in the future, because if it looks better in another week, you could save it theoretically, but it isn't bad at all. Jack says, do you think Timber will be fit next week? I would have my doubts. It's just difficult to call with Saka, Timber. We just don't know. Matt says Croupy over DCL. No, not for me at all. DCL was a really good pick this week. I think he'll be one of the stars of the game week for my squad. DCL captain? Maybe. Leah says triple captain Haaland. Yes, but probably in 36. Alex Rad says, should I captain Semenyo or Danny Welbeck or João Pedro? Semenyo if I had to pick one. Connor says, Orange Apple says, did you notice how Connor just by chance has Mukiele 14-pointer? This guy's the jammiest player of all time. I'm done. Connor does get a little bit of bench jam, but it's not that much, I don't think. Jazz says, should I bench boost Pickford, Bruno, Nico Williams, Gabriel? Yeah. That's not too bad of a bench. James says 2.4 million. 12 minus 12. Oof. Dorgu, Ekitike, Gakpo, Njai out for Bogle, DCL, Estevao, and Tav. Estevao could be someone else, but I don't mind it. Do you know what, James? Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I'll maybe go Enzo. Oh, no, you've already got Enzo on that list. Yeah, I think that's fine. Lucky Gunner, says Bruno G is close to return. Do you trust him to pick off where he left? No. I think it'll take a while for him to get back to full fitness. He's been away for a while, guys. Cool Part says, Weaver or Senesi? I already have Hill. Probably Senesi still, bro. Double Bournemouth defense is completely fine. Captain and O'Reilly. Hope and pray. Indeed, hope and pray, bro. Cole, thank you so much for the rose as well, bro. Always appreciate you stopping in stream, dude. Jack says currently got 9 next week then. Oh dear. Dan the Burger. What a name, by the way. 3 players on my bench don't have a double game week, but everyone else does. Should I still bench boost? Yeah, you could consider it. I think you're looking at, instead of 4 players, 1 being a double game week, you're looking at 5 fixtures. 5 fixtures on your bench is probably worth bench boosting IMO. Who to triple captain out of João Pedro and Welbeck? Neither. I would go Haaland in 36. I think it's a much better strategy. Gifting suspended and live visibility restricted. Brilliant. We'll appeal that because that's bullshit. Where we at? I think I got 4 transfers. Though, so it's fine. Oh, you do have a lot of transfers, Jack, yeah. I'm playing triple captain. I'm playing triple captain, my only trip left. I would still save it at 36, though. $20.26, and you still believe 2 players Spurs. Can you see, Chaffee? They are Leeds players. There are other teams that play in white, bro. Bro will have Chris Rigg in his team and he suddenly score a brace. Chris Rigg's class, man. What you on about? Gomez, Ruta, Hinchelwood, better Matoma. Gomez is better. Hinchelwood's better. Ando says, mate, who to bring in, O'Reilly or Gehi? O'Reilly, because I think he's better for the rest of the season. Mogs, your TikTok live seems to be doing pretty well nowadays. Never forget where you came from. I mean, it was doing well, then TikTok have just for some reason decided, oh yeah, we're going to restrict this live stream for whatever reason. So fuck them. Fuck TikTok. Very annoying when that happens, especially when it build up so much. So many viewers. Thoughts on Aronson as a differential? Aronson as a differential is really good. Okafor's okay as well. Leeds, I think, are just really good this week. Great fixtures. Ekatike to Mateta next week, says Jack. Ooh, Mateta. Are you sure with expected minutes and stuff? Who should I bring for Krupi, João Pedro, DCL, Krupi, if you have the money? I really don't know Darlow or Verbruggen. Darlow. For the double as well, though, says Jack. I think for the double, honestly, I don't think I'll go for a Crystal Palace forward now. I think I'll end up going... lagging for anyone else? Yes, it is. It is lagging. Hello? Oh, no. Here we go. Down. We've got half an hour to the deadline. We should be able to fix this. We should be okay. Dylan says, use my free hit for these transfers. Free hit this week's good, yeah. Who should I bring in? Oh, I've already answered that one. Where are we at with the questions? Because it did freeze. Oh, I still have Bruno and Gabriel playing as my non-doublers. Only have 2 free transfers. Theoretically, you could sell both if you can survive the blank next week. I think I'm fine now. Yeah, I think I am. I think the bit rate's gone back up. I may restart the TikTok live, though, because of the restriction. I don't know why I'm getting restricted on live. It makes no sense. We'll see how the views go in the next 10 minutes, and then I might restart. Tavernier and Calvert-Lewin, or Matoma and Krupi. Tavernier and Calvert-Lewin by a good chunk. Lex, why Palmer? Palmer's, for me, decent this week. Double game week, pens, should be good minutes. Manchester United defence for the first fixture as well. Don't look very strong. I'm just not excited too much by Palmer. He's still my vice though. Well, hey, we are back. I will free hit next week. To be fair, Calfridge, you could do them transfers then. I got banned on YouTube on my main account for no reason. They're not telling me why. Sometimes it be like that, bro. Alex Rad says Calvert-Lewin or João Pedro. Calvert-Lewin. Bent Till says risk -4 points for Senesi to replace Chow. Absolutely, I would do that. Absolutely. Who's the best striker for the end of the season for Ekitike? Calvert-Lewin will be up there, but obviously not so much with your strategy, Jack, I don't think. Bowen's probably decent for a few weeks, dude. Probably for a few weeks. Welbeck or Pedro? Pedro. When should I use triple captain? This week or 36? 36 for me is better. Who would you sell first? Anderson, Dango, Wilson? Probably Wilson because you've got a bit more money there. Yeah, Thiago's good, yeah. On who? Haaland. Haaland, triple captain, MUFC. This week, probably not so much, but 36, definitely, I like him. How to navigate 33, 34 without free hit or wild cards. This week, get as many double game week players as it feels like you can handle for next week with how many transfers you have. Use the FPL planning tool to make sure you can do it. Right, I'm going to restart the TikTok live stream because of the restriction. Hopefully, when we get back, people will be able to see the live a bit better. So if you are on TikTok, click the profile because I'm literally ending stream and coming straight back, right? 2 minutes, guys. Right, we're going to restart TikTok live because they are killing me. Restricting the profile. We should be back now, though. Rack live on TikTok. Let's get this going, guys. Let's get this going. Feels like there is no outstanding captain options. Haaland is such a boring one this week. He is a boring one this week. I would agree with you. And we're down on the fucking Wi-Fi again. Great. Get Palmer and Matoma out. Matoma, yes, but I'm not going to waste a transfer this week. I'm saving my transfers for later in the season. But he's not a good pick, I agree. 2 free transfers left. Should I replace Bruno and Bowen on my bench boost? Those are the exact moves I've done this week. Jamie says, Sidemen match score prediction. Appeal not approved. Why is it that the case? We reviewed your appeal and confirmed that gifting and visibility for this live cannot be restored. Recommendations and search results. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Sidemen score prediction. I don't watch Sidemen. Sorry, bro. I don't know who's playing. The Sidemen? Couldn't go live. There may be a problem with your network. What is going on with the Wi-Fi? Why is the Wi-Fi dying? Lagging again is... You know, fuck TikTok off. Should I fuck TikTok? It's not working. Fuck it. Save current window layout. Yes. Right, TikTok's getting absolutely destroyed there. Get out. What a mess TikTok is, man. Fuck TikTok. Why is the Wi-Fi so bad? Oh my God. Right, we should be slowly getting back with signal and stuff, people. We should be. I think we're back now on YouTube. Are we back? Please let me know. Right. Darlow, Van Heck, Hill, Justin Palmer, Gross, Bruno, Semenyo, Haaland, Lewin, Pedro, Verbruggen, Gabriel, Tavernier, O'Reilly, 2 free transfers, 0.3 in the bank, says Captain Calfridge. There's no really changes I would make there, to be honest with you. Maybe Bruno out. Triple captain Vic Star for his fixture today. I think that's a great idea. Triple captain Vic Star, guys. What do we think? Mila says Semenyo looks like a good captain, but I can easily see him blank. Makes me going for boring but safe picks. Who knows? I will get DEFCON points. I think Haaland's the guy, though. I think Haaland is the guy. Captain Calfridge has low-key Sidemen match of Bournemouth and Newcastle. It's going to be that level, isn't it, hopefully? Captain Calfridge put his team and transfers in the chat again. Let's have a quick review of what we could do with him. I would maybe do Bruno out, dude. Do Bruno out. You can really get any midfielder you want. Jack says Mogs, Mateta, Rostran, Larson for the double. I would honestly go neither. I would go double Palace defence and a Palace midfielder. However, if you want that transfer suggestion, I would probably say Mateta, because I think he'll find his way back into the starting 11 as the striker every single game. But we'll have to wait and see. I wouldn't go with the striker, though, personally. We're back, Mogs. We are back. The Wi-Fi's much better. I've just literally sacked TikTok off. It was doing my head in. It restricted me for no reason, and then was like, oh yeah, Wi-Fi is not working, mate. Nick off. Do you know what I mean? Bruno, who? Then keep Gabriel. I didn't see Gabriel. If you're definitely free hitting next week and you don't want them to for a few weeks, and you can maybe get Bruno back in later or Gabriel with transfers, I'll get rid of them both. Seems fun though, Orange. It would be fun having a Palace striker. Maybe I do have one when the 36 double runs around. But we'll have to wait and see. Why not go Sarr? Sarr potentially in the midfield, yeah. Okay, last now, Verbruggen or Darlow. Darlow. It would be Darlow. Yeah, for the double and 36, it's likely that I have my chest. Double Palace defence in the midfield there, which would be Richards, Lacroix, Sarr. That rhymes, which is great. But yeah, that's how I do it. Let's go back because it's not going to go. 6, 7. I will as well, probably. Or hear me out. I got one, a very good one. Okay, here we go, Jack. Latta Lamb says Gordon or Rogers long term. Probably Gordon, because he plays number 9. Crazy how common picks like Darlow this week are still less than 8% owned, which means not much people are free hitting bench boosting. To be fair, it will update that number after the deadline passes. So when the deadline passes, the effective ownership will probably be much higher than it is now. We'll probably see like much higher numbers, I would say. We'll see, though. I hope it's really low for some of these players. Yeah, Jack, I did a draft yesterday while I was at work where I generally put Isak in. But he's just not at full fitness, dude. He's just not. End of the season, though. Maybe. But, yeah, he's just not at full fitness, man. He can't play full 90. Oh, this is Yasir, by the way. Yes, Yasir. I'll have to remember that it is you with that username, bro. I'll have to remember. Right, we've got 20 minutes now till the FPL deadline. For Bruggen or Darlow last time, my answer will be the same as the previous 50 times, Nico. It's Darlow. It's the same answer every time, Nico. I promise you. I promise you. I won't change up on you, bro. Right, we'll try and get TikTok back working because I feel as though the Wi-Fi has settled down now. The Wi-Fi has settled down a bit. There's not good strikers for next week. That's why I'm going 4-5-1. 4-5-1. That is the play. Whatever you want. We'll try go back live on TikTok just to get some chats in. But it's probably going to be thingied. Why is my chat is so slow? Right, we're back live on TikTok. Welcome in, folks. Welcome in. Jack says, I've already read that one. Can't afford Palmer, best Chelsea midfielder option apart from him. Enzo. How are we doing, TikTok? How are we doing? Morgan says, triple captain Haaland. I would do it in 36 personally. We've got hi from a blank user. Adam, I think that is. Hi, Adam. How you doing? Aline again says, Semenyo or Palmer captain. Probably Palmer. 36 could be a double game week, Morgan. I think Haaland's a better triple captain then. Where are we at? We are still waiting for someone else to watch a Moog stream whilst on an 11-hour flight. Just saying. Orange, you will have that title for a long time. Will you add me back so I can show you my team? I can't look at your team right now, unfortunately, bro. But if you want to type a question out, more than happy to reply to it now. I just don't have the time to look at DMs and stuff, dude. Will O'Reilly play Mogs? Yes, but I'm not too sure he starts both fixtures. Checked Andy's team, and it's the same as mine, but Senesi instead of Hill. I think that's pretty much the same team then. Nico said okay because I'm worried. I don't really know, but now I trust you. You can go either way, Verbruggen or Darlow, bro. Either way. Wait, Mogs, you will like this one for next week. Strikers we're talking about here. Brobby, yeah, he's all right. He is all right. Best Leeds defender. This is Golfing Kid. How's it going, Golfing Kid? Nice to have you back. Best Leeds defender would be, in my opinion, Strike. Or Goodmanson. Goodmanson's a nice differential. James sent the heart me. Thank you very much, James. Appreciate that, bro. If you've got a question, James, drop it down. Gully says O'Reilly or Gehi. O'Reilly, because I think the rest of the season he's just much better than Gehi. And he kept Bruno and Gabriel, though. That's fair. DCL or Haaland? Haaland, of course, this week. Aileen sent a heart me as well. Thank you very much, Aileen. Aileen, I might be saying it wrong. I do apologise if I am. James says Sanchez or Henry. I don't mind Sanchez. You said it right, Aileen. Beautiful, beautiful. Don't want to be saying your names wrong. I try my best to pronounce people's names right. Alan says, I have 2 free transfers left. Should I replace Bruno and Bowen on bench boost? That is the exact moves I've done this week, so I will suggest that to yourself, as long as you can survive next week. Got to go for 10 minutes. No worries, Orange. We'll still be here. We'll still be here. Enzo or Goodmanson? Goodmanson, I would say, is just about over Enzo. Is 35 ICT threat per game for a player in a recent fixture high or not? I genuinely don't look at that, honestly, on FPL. I don't look at it. Is Welbeck instead of João Pedro a good idea? I prefer João Pedro this week. Should I triple captain Haaland? Says Sewell. Yes, but probably in 36 when they double with Brentford at home, Palace at home. Gabby to Senesi got one transfer. I would do that, Justin, yeah. Thoughts on Gusto? I'm not keen on him. Matty says gone 5 in the defence with no bench boost. Let's go, Matty. Defcon King over here. Elliot says, yo, bro, what you doing in 34 since all these players aren't playing? Oh, my God, what am I? I'm just free hitting, dude. I'm just free hitting. Yeah, free hit next week, dude. Nice and easy. Is Statch going to be out for a while? Should I sell next week? Probably yes. I don't think he'll be back for a while. Should I take Acuna or for Okafor for a -4? I would do that, yeah. I would do that. Statch Jassar next week. I would actually suggest that, Jack, to prepare for 36, to be honest. How sure you about Haaland over DCL captain? Quite sure, Steve-O, yeah. I mean, you can go differential this week. It is completely up to you, but I think Haaland's better. We're back on TikTok, by the way, for those who don't know. Stream went down before, but we are back. Good to have everyone back in. Make sure you double tap on the screen to get back to what the viewers we had before, like 200 or something. Dubravka or Raya this week? Probably Raya. Jack says then Timber to Munoz if out. I like the Defcon defenders a bit more, though, for Palace. Adam says, I thought O'Reilly was injured. Pep said yesterday he's fine. Matt T says, did you wildcard this week? No, last week, Matt. I'm bench boost this week. Gully says, Bijol or Gudmundsson, and why? Bijol, Defcon, safer. Why Gudmundsson? Why, in my team specifically, attack and threat. I think he looks good going forward. He can get Defcon. And I think his minutes should be pretty good. Good fixtures as well, of course. Lacroix, yeah, I think I prefer Lacroix to Munoz, Jack. What are you going to do when they blank game week? Free hit. Calfridge says, sorry for the annoying... No, you're not annoying, bro. Bruno and Gabriel out for bench boost this week, then free hit next week. If I sell Bruno and Gabriel for who? It depends what your team is, bro. I can't quite remember your team. But you could literally buy any of the doublers for defence or midfield because the money you'll have. Just put a whole Sunderland team in with bench boost up the Simon Moore. Come on, Simon Moore, lad. Put him up top. Him and Brobby up top would be a nightmare. Use my free hit this week. Nice, Dylan. What's your overall rank? 235k. Are you more confident on Bournemouth or Brighton? Bournemouth. Why not Bijol? I just like this combo better. He's absolutely fine to have, though, Corey. By the way, nice name, because it is mine. Darlow, Van Heck, Hill, Justin Palmer, Gross, Bruno, Semenyo, Haaland, Calvert-Lewin. Yes, that one. So, if you're selling Bruno, if you're selling Gabriel, you've got Gross, you've got Ruggan as well. Tavernier, you've already got. Pedro, you've already got. It would be Chelsea's Enzo. I would go for Calfridge. And then defence. Darlow. Do you have a spare? If you've got a spare Leeds slot, I would get a Leeds player. Defender, sorry. Do you have an FPL league? Yes, I do have an FPL league. If you head over to my YouTube, right? Firstly, subscribe while you're there. But in the comments of, not in the comments, in the description, sorry, of my live stream, you'll find an automatic join link for the FPL League. So go to the YouTube live stream, in the description, auto join league. That'll be the easiest way to do it. FPL, the English Aussie, is going for Bijol cap. I don't know who that is, I'll be honest with you, mate. Let's have a look. Maybe I do, actually. Maybe I do. I don't think I've watched him, actually. I don't think I know who it is. Or do I keep them? Calfridge, you could keep the single game week players if it helps you in the future, but I think maximise them for the doubles the move. Lucas says, Welbeck captain for me. Fair enough. Got the double. What are you going to do next week? What with this team, says Matt. Free hit next week. Thoughts on Enzo? Got suspended by Rosinia. Yeah, he's back this week though, which is why we've got him. Harris Minte versus Tavernier. Tavernier by a country mile. He's 10k in the world, by the way. Orange Apple, what on earth have you done? What on earth have you done? You've just ruined this entire thing. Moogs, what is your real name? My real name is Corey. My nickname is Mowgli, which is why it's FPL Moogs, by the way. Captain JP or Semenyo? Out of the two, it would be Semenyo. Kai says, what shall I do next game week? Depends. Depends, bro. I don't know what your team looks like or what chips you have. I'm free hitting next week if that helps you. We're live there. Okay. Scott Gross, Pascal Gross. Wilson or Bowen starting? Bowen. Any update on Anderson? Not particularly, mate. Unfortunate news, of course, about Anderson's family issues, but we just don't know if he's going to be in the squad. He probably shouldn't be. Why does no one like Bogle for Leeds defenders? I like him. I just wanted Goodmanson. I think he's better. Just for this week, of course, and in the next few. Oh my god, my chest. Is Dean Hendo worth it? I have Sarr and Allison in my team. Oh yeah, probably. Probably 100%. M says, do you think O'Reilly starts and plays both games? I think he starts definitely Arsenal, but not sure about Burnley. No Cherky? No. No Cherky. No Cherky, no party? Nah, I think Semenyo's better. Josh says, Darlow or Verbruggen? What do you think? Please answer. Darlow. What's the purpose of doubling up on double game week players when they all blank next week? Because I get more fixtures per season and I can free hit in a blank game week for people who actually play. Who would you triple captain for this game week? If I had to use it, it would be Haaland, but I'd say if Haaland triple captain for game week 36, I think it's ultimately better. Slight risk with Goodmanson. I don't think there's too much risk with Goodmanson at all, really. How is Hill? Hill's great. Plan after free hit. Have a really solid team. And just get into top 50k in the world. No, there's not many plans till about game week 36. We'll get triple Palace then. Do I take Mbuemo out for -4 because he hasn't been the best recently? Yeah, probably in a double game week. It'd be the easiest way to do it as well. Change keeper? Nope. Nope. Nah, bro, I don't need change keeper. Keeper's fine. Both keepers, because I'm getting points from both. Bench boost active. Bash. Arash, sorry. The message is gone because there's too many people in here. Bijol or Strike. Both are completely fine to pick. I'd go Strike, though. Over the last 5 game weeks, Roger scored 25 points and Semenyo scored 23. I still think Semenyo is better. Matt says Okafor or Tavernier. Honestly, Tavernier is probably the one. How is Bruno? Bruno's fine, yeah. I've sold him this week though. O'Reilly injured? No, apparently he's fine. Even the crappy websites aren't predicting Matoma to start. I haven't looked at a lot of predicted lineups, to be honest. Having Karu Matoma fit is always great. Definitely a big option for us. We know that Karu can change a game. Karu is a crucial part for us to perform well. On the other side, we have Yakubu Minte showing some really good performances on the left, showing a good connection with Kalioglu. It's just positive to me to have these two players available. Then I can make a decision. So it could be Minte. But I think Matoma will start one of them fixtures. It's not worth, in my opinion, wasting a transfer with my particular squad on Matoma. So that's where I'm with that, Orange. Scooby-Doo says, great name. Who'd you captain this game with if you haven't got Haaland? Palmer. I'm risking it and captaining Calvert-Lewin. I don't mind it. I think he'll do well this week. Will Gordon start? Yeah, he should. Lily says Cherky, Haaland, Semenyo triple captain. Haaland, but I'd save it for game week 36. Swap Cherky or Semenyo for O'Reilly. I wouldn't know. I'd play Cherky and Semenyo probably. O'Reilly's probably quite good actually. Maybe for Cherky. You struggle next week? No. Free hit next week. So yeah, should be completely fine. Who are the most 5 essential players to have in your team? The best 5 players in my team are Haaland, Palmer, Semenyo, Calvert-Lewin, someone else. Can't make my mind up. Maybe João Pedro. Enzo is starting both games. I would hope so. Creepy Junior's decent, yeah. Welbeck's okay. I'm not as high on Welbeck as other people, but he's still very good, of course. Make sure I'm reloading and saving my team because we've got 2 minutes left till the FPL deadline. Isak going under the radar from next week. He's not fully fit though, James. He's not fully fit, which is a huge problem. Someone's going to have to play there. Of course, could be Gakpo, which is the most likely thing will happen. Which the most likely thing I think will happen. Bloody hell, I can't get my words out. But eventually, Isak could be an okay pick at the end of the season. Mogs put Semenyo, Pedro, and O'Reilly on the bench. I'm just going to leave it like this, I think. I like the way it looks with the colours. It's very autistic of me, but it just looks nice. I think this is the genuine order I'd have my team as well. Like, if I didn't have bench boost active, this would probably be it. Or close to it. Should I captain Cherky? Not for me, no. Not for me, no. Less than 2 minutes left till the FPL deadline, guys. Less than 2 minutes left. Verbruggen or Darlow? Who do you prefer? Darlow. Richarlison? Hell no. Is O'Reilly actually playing? Yes, he should play at least one of the fixtures, and I think it will be Arsenal. Scott Tavernier. Mila says, is having Lacroix, Haaland, Semenyo, O'Reilly enough for double game week 36? Yes. I think as long as you got one Palace player, you're probably doing it right. I'm going to go all 3 in 36. So should I captain Palmer? Is a differential? Yeah. Where is Bruno? He's gone now. He's sold this week with Bowen. We're going all in on doubles. Literally less than a minute to go to the FPL deadline. Less than a minute to go. I'm not asking mate bench Calvert-Lewin now. I'm not doing it. I'm leaving it like this. I just think it looks nice, and I want my team. Yeah, I'm leaving it. DCL Haaland cap. Bench boost active. Looks good. Okay. That is just went past my bed. Where's it gone? Semenyo or someone captain. DCL or Haaland captain. Haaland. -4 Gabriel Strike. Yes. And that, I think, is the FPL deadline gone or close to it. Right. Yeah. I think that's the deadline gone. By the time you're hearing this, I think. Maybe. O'Reilly injured Mace. No, he's not. Pep literally said he's fine yesterday. Yeah, a lot of people think O'Reilly's injured because of all the stuff midweek, but apparently he's fine. I think he'll play at least one game. Captain Xhaka Bichol, right? I'm free hit. Orange, you're a nightmare. That is the deadline, though, guys. That is the deadline. I think Pep is lying. Maybe, but I doubt it. Wildcard active, says Jack. Yeah, it's wildcard time, boys. Connor says he's off. No worries, Connor. No worries. I'm going to have to go soon as well. Goon card active. Brilliant. Orange Apple, what the hell is that about? If you are watching, by the way, on TikTok, deadline's now passed. There's nothing to do on FPL but chill out. Head over to the YouTube channel, link in bio, click subscribe. It really does support. Even if one of you go ahead and do that now, I'll be so grateful. Yeah, I don't know who's activated their goon card. I think it was Orange Apple, but that's just unacceptable. What, WTF, man? You have the exact same as me. I copied your team, Patrick. That is why. I hacked into your FPL and literally copied your team. How do you feel? How do you feel? Matoma bracing coming. I bloody hope so. I don't think so, though. Cheers for live, Mogs. Best of luck this game week, bro. Have a good one. You too, Orange Man. You too. Be short cap. You're funny, lad. I'll drop a follow. Appreciate that, man. Patrick said great minds think alike. Yes. 30 games in 1 week for you. Yeah, it is crazy. Josh said, I messed up and wildcarded weeks ago, so couldn't prep for the double. Josh, I think I've seen your team, though, haven't you? It's not bad. Not bad at all. Start Matoma. This is a bench boost. Tavernier is injured. They've just announced it this morning. No, they haven't. Welbeck hat-trick. I don't know. I think you'll do well on the double against Spurs. See you all. Have a good weekend. You too, Orange Man. Have a great weekend, bro. Thoughts on triple captain on Truffet? Very differential. Very differential. Not too bad, though. O'Reilly or Cherky? O'Reilly, just about. Brighton 6, Spurs 0. That would be funny. That would send Spurs down. Semenyo captain been outperforming Haaland recently. I would agree. Why did you go for Verbruggen? Isn't Darlow, Verbruggen, and Hill better than Petrovic, Verbruggen, and Gudmundsson? Probably this week now, yeah. But we just went with this draft instead in 32. I thought Gudmundsson would be a really great pick, especially in this double. But yeah, I like this draft a lot, and it helps me not only in the last 2 weeks, but also longer term than this. So there's kind of that to think about as well. It's hard to explain with this graphic up, but I hope you understand. I feel like a lot of my players, like O'Reilly, would be rested 1 game, so technically won't double. No, I think he'll play a little bit against Burnley. Right, everyone on TikTok, I am going to have to move over now to the YouTube live stream. Head over with the link in the bio, using the little the profile icon. Go subscribe to the YouTube. It really does support the channel. I'm really trying to push that out today. But yeah, see you guys later on TikTok. Going to move over to the YouTube live stream. I'll give you a minute to do so. We're just going to chill on YouTube for an extra minute before we head off for stream. So if you are on TikTok right now, head over to the YouTube channel. The link is in the bio. Right, YouTube. We'll have a little bit of time before we head off. A little bit of time. I've moved over. Yes, Josh lad. Yeah, we're gonna go soon anyway, but I thought I'd just say bye properly on YouTube because you guys are just better than the TikTok crew, aren't you? You are better. Nothing against TikTok, but you know what I mean. You guys are the boys. YouTube's the main platform, innit? But yeah, if you're watching now on YouTube, I hope you have a brilliant game week. I hope you have a brilliant game week, guys. Double game week 33. It's one of them weeks that could go incredibly well for a lot of people and really improve your ranks. So I hope you all have a brilliant, brilliant game week. If you do fancy it, make sure you head over to Instagram. Drop me a DM at any point of how you're doing in the game week. I always like to see people's teams and how they're getting on. Always open my DMs. Make sure you know that. If mine goes bad, I'm jumping. Brilliant, Jack. Brilliant. But yeah, have a fantastic game week, guys. I'm gonna head off now, get sorted to go see my girlfriend. So have a brilliant game week yet again. I've said that 5 times in a row, but I'm going to head off now, guys. I'll see you on Monday for a video. Hopefully with a massive green arrow. Right. See you later, folks. Have a fantastic one. See you now.